So that was the end of the questions from students. Now, there is one more, just one last question. I'm sure this would be really helpful to the DP students, seniors.
Yeah.
So obviously, Mr. Josh, as I said earlier, it hadn't been much time since he's graduated. So having gone through high school and university yourself, what would be an important piece of advice or just some encouraging words for our students who will be going to university soon?
Yeah, I'll try not to give a 16-point sermon this time. Piece of advice. If you want really practical, like bare bones practical, I would say acknowledge the fact that, and I hope that this is at least how it was for me. I don't know if this is how it is for this might be different in Indonesia, but friends, like really, really deep friendships, are one of the richest things that we can have. But deep friendships and relationships take time and they take investment. Most likely, when you leave for school, there will be less than 5 people. I don't think I can place that on you, but I would be willing to bet that there will be less than 5 people that you actually stay in touch with after maybe junior year of college, because there's just something about distance and being in different seasons of life that causes that. So if you have somebody that you really admire, that you're really close with, that you consider really good friends, and it's the kind of friend you're like, yeah, this is someone I want to be friends with the rest of my life, invest in that person, especially if you're 11th or 12th grade. Spend time with that person or with those people and develop roots that will weather the trials of long distance, being far apart. My second piece of advice is I try to be really practical. A lot of times we can really get caught up with details about the future that in the grand scheme of things, we won't actually matter. So when you're in your junior year of whatever college you end up going to, you're not going to be thinking about, oh man, if I had just gotten 1 point higher on my IB score, I would have been at this college and I would have been doing this and doing this. You don't need to go it's not, if you go to a good school and you do well, and if you go to a good school and you devote yourself to learning, you can accomplish what you want. My brother went to University of Kentucky. Most people are accepted into University of Kentucky pretty universally. But he was an engineering program, he did well. He's now got a full ride to a top 30 law school in the States. But that had way more to do with who he was and his character and what he wanted to do than the school he was going to. Covenant College, not the kind of college you think about that's like, oh wow, like this is the place that will take me super far in life. Covenant actually has quite a lot of really great resources. And this is not a plug for Covenant, it's just like other colleges have more than you might think. I have a friend that's working in Washington right now. I came from Covenant College. I have friends, I know people who have started businesses and been very successful. I think along those lines, a lot of you guys are trying to figure out, what do I want to do? And I would say, when you think about what you want to do, align it with, ask yourself, what do I want? What is something that is difficult that I'm good at and I enjoy doing? So maybe you're an artist. Maybe you can just handle a long conversation with somebody and you love listening to them. That's difficult. But if you find joy in that, maybe you should go into psychology. Maybe you can just sit down for hours and just work out a problem, a math problem. That's difficult. You enjoy that? Maybe you should go into engineering. But let who you are as a person, the character that God's given you, direct your career and your education and your major more than this abstract idea of success. I think that you're setting yourself up for a very tiring life if the primary motivation behind where you're going is simply because it is prestigious. I'm not saying it is bad to go to a prestigious school or a well-respected school, but if you are going to that respected school, ask yourself, why am I going here? What is it about this school that will uniquely equip me to do what I feel called to do? And I think a lot of times when we ask ourselves that question, we can realize we're getting maybe a little bit too wrapped up in just simply having a title, and not thinking about and sometimes missing the purpose of education. So those would be my 3 points. Find deep friendship, invest in deep friendships. Oh man, well, I forgot my second point. I was just kind of invest in deep friendships, pursue calling over achievement, and oh man.
Yeah,
Someone heard it.
Take notes for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. I can remember that as well. But no,
it connected to my third point.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. But as you said, those are really practical, and I love how that pretty much can be applied in everyone's life. Mm-hmm. And what I really like about those types of advices is that it's in our control. It's not like something that us waiting to depend on other people or anything like that. We actually have some control of it, and we can give our best to really immerse ourselves in that piece of advice.
Yeah, I didn't want to just say trust in God. It's great, it's true, but it can kind of fall flat sometimes.
Sometimes it sounds like a cliche. Doesn't mean that it's wrong though, but yeah, advices like those are ones that will, I guess, stick with us, and I hope that we can all, students here, can all remember that as we grow and take up the other stages of life. Yeah.
And I remember it was pursue friendships, how to know what you're called to do, through find something you're good at, that you find something that's difficult that you're good at, that's difficult that you're good at, and you're skilled at, and you enjoy. So friendships, how to know your calling, and pursue calling over success. So
thank you for that piece of advice. I hope people can find it helpful. And unfortunately, we are coming to a close.
I had another 3 hours in me.
This 3-hour conversation. I didn't expect it to go over 30 minutes actually, but that's okay. Okay.
Well, maybe next time we can just do like, if we do this again, maybe we can just do one question and we'll just go really, really in depth. So yeah. Hey, congratulations also to whoever's made it to the end of this.
Yeah.
I hope maybe you were cleaning or something like that. I hope you got a lot done.
We thank you for staying with us. We respect you too. There's a lot to take in, a lot of this conversation. So deep in.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Hopefully you guys can piece it together through. Hopefully you guys can piece it together through the long conversation. But you've made my afternoon, evening. So I've thoroughly enjoyed this conversation.
Me too. Thanks a lot for this. And there's one more thing though. So yes, of course, this obviously ending, and it's quite a long conversation. But I would like to give you a last chance of like any last sayings or messages you'd like to say. I know you said a lot, but do anything in general, sort of like a last messages to our students watching this. Anything.
I would say
it's okay if you don't have anything to say. It's just
well, no, it's a great question. I'm trying to think of, like, if I'm going to say something, I want to say it like just a couple words. I would say if you heard anything from me in this conversation, it would be, I would want you to hear don't let you have the freedom, or we are enabled through Christ to find, when through Christ we are enabled, when facing despair, confusion, and incapability, through Christ we are enabled to find or to count it as joy. And that only comes when we both see who we are and we see what Christ has done for us. There is joy in finitude. As it leads you to depending on Christ, leads us to depending on Christ. Yep, I will leave it at that. There is joy in finitude as it leads us to depending on Christ.
Someone quote that, so that's exactly. Thank you for that. Well, yeah. Again, to the students or teachers, to anyone watching this, staying this long, I hope you also enjoyed this. It's a very long conversation between us, and I hope this episode really helps you to get to know Mr. Josh more about his faith, about his school, childhood, and pretty much everything we discussed. And hope you've had fun watching him struggle reading Indonesian and his great acting skills previously during the game segments.
Yeah, no, I have thoroughly enjoyed being here. It's not been easy, but I've thoroughly enjoyed students and being able to. I feel blessed to be here, so I hope that I can be. You guys have been a blessing to me. Students this year have been a blessing to me, and I'm very thankful for that.
Okay then, Mr. Josh, I really just want to say thank you so much for setting aside 3 hours for this. I know that it's probably not, probably didn't expect that, or maybe you did, but thank you for sticking with me through the whole 3 hours. And yeah, I know that it's not easy being a new teacher, transitioning and everything, and you setting aside time for this above other things that you could do and be more productive with. It means a lot, and I'm sure the student also appreciate that from you. So really, thank you, and I've had the absolute pleasure of interviewing you today.
Yeah, well, I feel really honored. I feel so honored that I was your first guest that you guys asked on the show, and this has been far more of a refreshing thing for me than a oh man, this took so long. I will not have a hint. I will not have any sort of regret when I get off of our chat. I will only have like that was great.
That's amazing.
I'm so glad that I was able to do that. So.
Well, to everyone watching this, we are signing off again. Thank you for staying with us. And sadly, we probably won't be seeing Mr. Josh here in a few episodes, because obviously we need to also interview other teachers. But there is a guarantee that he'll be in this podcast for a second, third, or maybe even a fourth time. And
yeah, no, I'm excited to see what the other teachers say. There's a lot of wisdom to be had from the other teachers as well. I've learned a lot from them. So, yeah.
Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you on the next few episodes. Bye.
Yeah, guys. Bye-bye.